Derek Carr interview on CBS Sports. Derek Carr talks upcoming season, praises rookie Taliese Fuaga.
Derek Carr trying to lead the Saints to a playoff appearance this season. It would be the first for Dennis Allen as a head coach in the National Football League. Allen getting a year 3. Derek Carr really good in the final 5 games of last year's regular season. Saints went 4-1, just missed out on the playoffs at 9-8. Carr with our Jonathan Jones.
Come on, Derek.
Jonathan Jones alongside New Orleans Saints quarterback.
Derek showing off the guns. Look at this. Look at Derek. It's never wrong to be strong, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Derek, look, I know creatine when I see it. That's probably 10 mils right there. Creatine a day. I like what I'm seeing. Size down on the t-shirt. Smart move, too. Hold the microphone with the arm pointing the camera. Flex as hard as you possibly can. Arm bent. Holding the microphone. Boom, on this side. Pop the shoulder. Pop the delt. You know, if he's holding with his left arm, you're missing all that, right? You're missing all. Then you got your arm dangling around. Nobody wants to see that. So, see what this hombre is doing on my right here. All right, see. Let me break this down, ladies and gentlemen. This hombre over there. What's his problem? First of all, his problem is he has absolutely no creatine in his body at all. But the second problem is that he's holding the mic with the not camera side arm. Okay, so the flexion, the bend, all that, we're missing it. We can't see any of that stuff. Derek has it figured out. So anytime y'all are in this situation, make sure you're popping the arm. Make sure you're rotated up, hinged up at the elbow, squeezing the hell out of that microphone, popping the veins, popping everything. You want to be shaking whenever you get done with the interview.
Derek Carr. Derek, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Second Saints training camp. First with Clint Kubiak as your offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Usually takes a little bit of time with any new offense.
Yep.
How are you dealing with any sort of growing pains, and how are you trying to accelerate the learning process?
Yeah, one thing I've been doing is, I've just been trying to get double the practices, so whatever my reps are, that's one thing. I was like, maybe if I, get some more reps at it in that sense, I've learned about 8 to 9 different offenses, So I was like, this time around, I was like, before practice, I'm gonna get here super early, run through the practice one time, then run through it again when we do it.
Jesus, what a guy. That is crazy. So Derek Carr is going through practice twice. Derek Carr is getting there early, doing practice, and then doing practice again to get double the reps, double the experience. My God. Well, I don't know. That's impressive.
Really?
And so I just double up. So if we get 24 practices in, double that up, at the end, and if we get 30 practices in, double that up, so like for me, that's what I've been doing, all off season, and now just to try and get ahead. And there's still going to be mistakes because you got to do it full speed in live reps. Still things you're getting comfortable with. There's some reads I'm very familiar with, and I can do those in my sleep, but there's some new ones that, I'm still growing comfort in those, and we're trying to find which ones are going to be ours for the season. But it's been a fun process, and Clint is an amazing guy to play for. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
We've talked about, sorry to cut you off, Jonathan, but we've talked about this before, but Derek Carr is the perfect guy to have right now on installing this system. The fact that Derek Carr has seen, whatever he said, 9 different offenses, the fact that Derek Carr has seen these reads, and he's like the reads he's talking about, he can do in his sleep. Good, perfect. A young quarterback, a rookie quarterback wouldn't have that experience. This is a read-heavy offense. This is a see what the defense is giving you with motion and all the pre-snap creativity, and then make the read quickly and go. This isn't a drop back 8-10 steps, sit there, hold the pocket, hold the ball, throw it deep. It's not what this is, right? So this is perfect for an 11-year NFL veteran quarterback.
Your offensive line, pretty new look offensive line. Got a rookie left tackle in Taliese Fuaga. Just what are you seeing from them? We've had 3 straight days of padded practices out here.
Yeah.
I know yesterday I heard about the defense and how they were letting everybody know how they performed yesterday.
Yep.
Seemed like they had a decent day out here as well, but also you guys were in a lot of unique third down situations today, right?
Absolutely. So, they stop us twice on a third down, but percentage-wise, if we're over 50%, that's usually a pretty good day for the offense. So we'll let them jump around and shout and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we've been getting after it, both sides of the ball. What the beautiful thing about our team is it's been so back and forth. It's not just one-sided. So it shows you, especially with good competition, that we're going to be pretty decent on both sides of the football. We got a long way to go, but you talked about Tolly. Tolly.
Well, and that's what I'm saying too. And people are like, yeah, the Saints are going to be the 27th team in the NFL. It's like, I mean, you're talking about, again, if we have a top 10 defense and a top 15 offense, like how the hell does that get you to 27? Like top 10 defense, top 15 offense somewhere, that's above average. That's an okay team. That's a decent team. That's a team that's going to win 9, 10, 11 games. That's a team that the ball bounces the right way, win a couple coin tosses. Like, I mean, that's a playoff team. And that's not even asking for much. That's top 10 defense, top 15 offense. Then you go on the high end, you say top 5 defense, top 12 offense. It's like, that's a legitimate contender. That's a legitimate, like, can make some noise in the playoffs. So I just don't see the situation where the Saints fall to anything out of that, like anything near that 6-win, 7-win, 5-win kind of world. I just don't see it.
Really, man, I'm just so proud of his work ethic, his mentality. He's quiet, but at the same time, there's a violence to him, and it's like he's very meek, but that there's power, under control, and when he lets it loose, man, it's so fun to watch. And so, again, he's a rookie. He's going to have growing pains, and that's part of football. That's part of life. But one thing I learned from Peyton Manning, he's like, hey, you got a young guy playing there, you overcome it. That's one thing Peyton would talk to me about. He's like, you're the quarterback, learn to overcome things, and you just keep. And that's, obviously we know the reality of situations, but that's the mindset as well. If he has a bad play, how can I help him on that play? Yeah. And so all those things come into play.
Speaking of mindset, Derek, I know you talked a lot last year about blocking out the outside noise, about being better, not taking that stuff in or allowing it to come in.
Yep.
Were you successful at doing that last year, and are you getting better at it?
I think at the back half, yes. I think at the beginning, no. I think there was a lot of noise early on. There was a lot of problems early on. There was a lot of miscommunication. There was a lot of moving pieces. There were a lot of, I think after Detroit, I would say Detroit, when we went down 21-0 in the first 14 seconds, that was rock bottom. After that, I think the noise cleared up. I think everything got a little smoother. But I would say at the beginning, he did not have the noise blocked out.
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely did a good job because, the process took longer than we thought it would.
Yeah.
But that last half of the year, that last 6, 7, 8 games, whatever it was, we really played really good football. Especially on offense.
And you did.
Besides the Rams game, the Rams got absolutely dog walked in front of God and everybody on Thursday Night Football. But besides that, the rest of the games were good.
Yeah,
individually, right?
Yeah.
Especially Tampa. Tampa was like probably the best performance all year. The Atlanta game, obviously, the end was a whole different beast. But the Tampa game on the road against a playoff team, good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've been doing it long enough to understand that, these things do take time. Just like this is taking us time, but we're getting better and we're getting pretty good at it. So for me, you just block it out and you continue to grow and you continue to be good. And I got a great organization, got great, relationship with Mickey and DA and great conversations and understanding. And, they're very encouraging too. They're like, we knew we all wanted it right away, but we understand, we're bringing you in to be the quarterback here. It's going to take some time for everyone to get used to everything.
Sure.
And so, for us, it's been a good growing process. But we just picked up right where we left off at that last half of the year. We started playing some really good football, started making a run at it, and that's what it was supposed to look like. And so hopefully we can continue that, from the jump. But we've worked really hard at that unity, that bond, that culture, going into this season.
What's that next step for Chris Olave? Because he has a really solid year last year. Yeah. What's he have to do this season?
Well, one thing in this league is, we did win 9 games. That, it's a winning year. But, when you win games, you go to the playoffs, then people see you more. And I think the more people see Chris, the more jerseys are going to get, bought from little kids, the more fans and fantasy owners are going to want him. He's just a dynamic player. He's
The next step for Chris Olave is yak. And, if you're going to be a really good receiver in this league, you have to be able to beat whoever is on you. You have to be able to catch the ball, get in some space, get those extra yards. Break one here and there. Chris Olave last year seemed like a guy who catch the ball. If it's an 8-yard reception, it's going to be an 8-yard reception, right? Like when you look at some of the best receivers in the NFL, like the Tyreek Hills, a lot of the time it's what they're doing after the catch that is really the impressive stuff. So Olave has to find that explosive, dynamic yards after the catch kind of part of his game. If he does that, I think he'll be in good space.
Unbelievable. You know, he goes out here, it doesn't matter if he has a bad rep, the next rep I'm coming right back to him and he makes a huge play. Like, his mindset is unbelievable. Football is competitive. It's going to go their way sometime. It's going to go your way sometime, but he never stops. And I think that's the one thing I love about Chris is, you know, he's another guy. He's quiet. He's not going to say much, but he's going to show you every rep. Like, if you don't bring it that rep, he's winning. You know, so, you know, and even if you do bring it, he still might win. You know, that's how good he is. But, you know, there's one thing about him is like our trust and just, you know, learning where he wants that ball, and, you know, me showing him, telling him where I need him and things like that. And we had some big ones today, you know, and things we talked about. I need you right here, and he does it. And that right there is growth for both of us. You know, that just, you know, that's the next step, right? Yeah. Us growing together, and that's really all it is.
Yeah, he's right too. Like a lot of the next step is that communication. It is that just kind of that human bond. You know, especially with a new quarterback like Carr, like coming in. We saw it last year. There was a lot of arguments. There was a lot of miscommunication early on, and that is certainly part of this too. Is everyone getting more comfortable with just the roster?
It is, because we all have it in there. It's just doing it together on time.
And then last question for you, Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
Right. There's a business aspect to it, and I'm not bringing that up with you, but what's it like having him out here, that veteran presence back there, as well as, we can talk about him being a veteran, but he looks pretty spry, right?
He's unbelievable. His 0 to 100% is quicker than anyone I've ever seen.
Really?
You know, that's why.
Even now, 29 years old.
Even still, like, you know, they do the numbers in there on our little chart, on our sprint, you know, machine and all that kind of stuff, and he's still like the fastest, like 0 to 60 guy like that we've ever seen. And like, you know, I'll say this about his whole situation too. I think like him just being here says the most he could. He doesn't even have to say anything. Like, he is like, look, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to go out here and risk everything, so to speak, business-wise. You know, we're talking.
I mean, true. Like, ladies and gentlemen, say what you want about the contract dispute, but Alvin Kamara right now is taking a huge risk, and even just being out of practice. He is on a 1-year deal. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is not on a deal in that second year. I mean, when's the last time, who can you think of as a running back at Alvin Kamara's level or tenure or however you want to phrase it, who's playing on a 1-year deal? Does not happen. So the fact that he's out there, I mean, granted, I know that if he wasn't out there, he'd be getting fined, but that is a sign that he's definitely putting the team first, or as far as he possibly can.
Relatively,
sure, of
you
course.
know, I'm gonna risk it, but I'm gonna be out here. Yeah, and whoever he's trying to get that message to, I hope that speaks, you know, volumes to them.
Same.
That, hey guys, I'm still here for the team, and that's what AK's always been. He's been a great teammate for me since I got here. He's been a great leader. How he goes about his business, and like you said, that screen he caught today, that would have been a pretty big one.
Yeah, tell that to the defense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Derek Carr, thanks so much.
Yep, thank you.
There you go.
Here's how
Derek.
Carr
Boom. Love it. I mean, Carr is crushing these interviews. He is selling me this team hard. I mean, no doubt about it. Like, I really believe what Carr's saying. I think Carr is just so much more genuine and confident and calm and cool or whatever than he was this time last year. Last year, he was cosplaying as Drew Brees. This year, he's Derek Carr. I think going through what he went through last year and kind of this new lease on life, this new lease as a Saints quarterback, like, he got all the hurdles out of the way. I mean, I might be seeing things through some rosy glasses, but I believe him. Like, I believe Carr is, everything he's saying is just, I'm all in. I'm buying in. So, I mean, I bought in last year too, but the fact that Carmichael's not there, the fact that, I mean, I'm everyone that's talking, I'm liking what they're saying. I like what Clint Kubiak's saying. I like what Derek Carr's saying. I like what Alvin Kamara's saying. I like what Tulisa Fuaga's saying. I like what the defense is saying. I mean, I like what Dennis Allen's saying. Like, last year, we did this exact same thing, right? Last year, we watched interviews, and the whole time, it's like, what the hell is Dennis Allen talking about? The whole time, it's like, what the hell is Pete Carmichael talking about? What the hell is Derek Carr talking about? This isn't making any sense. This year, it's like, man, I mean, these guys are preaching, you know? So, I mean, it's training camp. It's early. We're positive vibes are, you know, they can only be so positive. Like, you know, there was positive vibes last year too until we started losing. And then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. It was real positive vibes that first possession of the first possession of preseason. It was real positive vibes when Carr hit Rashid Shaheed on that deep ball to win the game early on. But it was not positive vibes against Jacksonville. It was not positive vibes against Detroit or Atlanta during Thanksgiving or Tampa Bay at home or Green Bay or Minnesota. So, we got to remember that it can swing quickly, but I do like what I'm hearing from the Saints right now.